evening as ever, and welcome to MetalTalk TV. It's Paul here with the fantastic Alcatrazz. Very, very pleased to have some time with you this evening, gentlemen. How are you all?
Always good.
We're good.
I live as far as I can only speak for myself, always good. I live a charmed life, as I like to say.
Yeah, good.
So, last night of the tour, how's it been going?
It's gone excellent. We couldn't ask for really any better than we've had it. The gig's been great. People treated us great. The Girls School's fantastic to tour with. And Titan has just been amazing. They're an amazing band, and they've been amazing people to be around. And so it's a good group of people to do this. It's just not easy.
Yeah.
So
band playing well. All the shows all well attended. So can't complain.
It's a great package, the three of you. Great sort of lineup for people, so they're getting their money's worth, certainly.
A little of something for everybody.
yeah.
So, 40 years ago that the band formed and put out the first album. Does it seem like 40 years?
It doesn't to me. I put the thing together in the beginning, and it certainly doesn't. It just seems like, well, this is what it's supposed to be. Members change and things, but this is a really solid lineup. It does not seem any different to me. It just seems like this. I've just been doing this, and this is what it is. No, nothing weird. I don't feel. Yeah, it's good.
Is it sort of nice to have this opportunity to come out on the 40th anniversary to do this tour and just to really reiterate, that you guys are still out there doing it, knocking it out of the park?
Yeah, it's great. It's great, kind of fitting. I mean, I've only been in the band since the reformation back in 2019. Yeah, that's when it was, when they decided to relaunch the thing. But I was a huge fan of the first Alcatrazz record, so it's kind of ironic that I used to listen to it and play all those solos, and now I'm the one doing it, so that's kind of ironic. And we got a new record coming out in May, and it's slamming, and it's very, very cool, and it's fairly diverse, bunch of different subgenres, a mixture of a bunch of different subgenres of metal, but all sounding like Alcatrazz, so it's going to be a fierce slab of metal.
Excellent. And Doogie, how are you getting on with everything? You seem to have fitted in really, really well.
Well, the last time the Alcatrazz came up to Edinburgh, which was 2019, it was before the pandemic. I got a phone call saying would I go for a coffee with Graham, and I took Graham out for a coffee, and we wandered the streets of Edinburgh, and he told me how much he was hating this music and how much he had always hated it. Didn't matter if it was Yngwie or Steve Vai or whoever, he just didn't like that kind of music. And I said to him, man, you're 72 years old, why don't you just go and do what you want to do? So he quit the band, which was not my intention at all, and so then I got a phone call going, this is your fault, so now you're going to come in and you're going to do this, and so that's kind of how I ended up here, to be honest, and it's been a good experience doing the old tunes, but it's more exciting for me to do new tunes and to play around and to play songs from my back catalogue that I haven't done for years and years and years, which was a similar thing to what Alcatrazz was doing with Graham. And the more that we're building up, when the new album comes out, then more of the not cover versions. I mean, they were all songs that I was involved with, but they will go, and it will become more of the Alcatrazz of this new century rather than what was going on before. And the great thing that people are really enjoying it a lot. There's a lot of people that are coming to see this, and they understand that we are not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just reinforcing the steel. That's what we're doing here. And so it's great fun. And the Girlschool girls, they're very naughty. I mean, you really they get good press, man, but I mean, really out of control every night. Oh, it's unbelievable. And the Mighty Titans, my God, that guy's got one of the best voices I've ever heard. It's astonishing. Just like, okay,
excellent band and really nice.
Yeah. And what a racket they make in the hotels. I mean, it's terrible. You know, no, it's good.
If we could keep the girls' school girls out of our dressing room, then this would be much smoother, you know. But they just...
We're usually in their dressing rooms, so.
I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, but it's nothing you don't see at the beach. That's what they
Exactly.
I don't go to the beach much, so.
So with a new album, do we have a title yet that we can say, or is it all top secret?
Take no prisoners.
Take no prisoners.
Excellent.
Take no prisoners.
Ties in nicely again with the Alcatrazz
Yeah,
theme.
it's
Like,
the-
no
yeah,
parole for rock and roll.
Yeah. Keep that a little late.
The whole prison thing continues on.
Excellent. So you said there's a variety of different styles within the whole Alcatrazz field for it. Is that a natural thing, or are you just with new members? Does it naturally grow and change in that way, or is it just
It has to
how
be.
the band does?
It has to evolve. I mean, if you look at AC/DC, they've made the same album for the last 20 years, and where are they now? Huh? I mean, really? I mean, it's ridiculous. So no, we're trying to do this. We're just trying to make it interesting for ourselves, and hopefully the people will come along with us. You know, I mean, there are elements in there that come from the past because we've got Jimmy involved, and Jimmy's doing some of the writing, and Joe and I are doing some of the writing. You know, so it's going to have that style as well. But the idea is not, why would we hang our jackets on the past, man? You know. So we're just trying to have fun.
Yeah,
And it's a guitar-driven thing, and Joe, fortunately, has a lot of influences. He does what he does great, and he's got influences from lots of different bands over a lot of long period of time. So it makes it interesting for me as a writer, a keyboard player, because he writes stuff and you don't know where's this one going, you know, and so that it just naturally ends up being interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just we're not a one-trick pony. It's very varied.
I just come up with stuff, and then if those guys if those guys like it and they want to do something with it, cool. The new single, I wrote the riff and the music. You wrote the lyrics and the melody lines, and it was like, to me, it was like more of a Thin Lizzy kind of thing. You know what I mean? So you wouldn't normally associate that kind of thing with Alcatrazz, but it works and it sounds badass. And I think. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, when it was sent through, it was called Lizzie 1. And I thought, oh, God.
Yeah.
You know, because it just, and there was another one that was sent through, and it was named after a song we wrote in the last album, but with a 2 after it. And that kind of throws you a wee bit. So I when I did the original version of Don't Get Mad, Get Even, it was called Batshit Crazy, right? And Jimmy went, we'll never play that on the radio. And he was right. And so we were going into the studio about 3 days before, and I still had it as Batshit Crazy, and I just woke up one morning and it was just there, and I wrote it that day, and it's great. And to have the Girlschool girls singing on it, just changed the whole and brought it to life. And last night we were playing in the Robin 2 up in Pilsen, and I could hear this roar coming from the audience, and I thought, they don't even know the song. Yeah. Bloody Blaze Bailey walked on the stage and joined in. He was the Girlschool last night. So what's going to happen tonight? I don't know. What do you think, Larry?
No, I don't want to think.
You don't want to get involved? Okay. I don't know.
Excellent. Well, it's great that you are moving forward. You're not resting on your laurels, are you?
No.
We know so many bands, so many of the so-called heritage bands who just haven't brought out an album for years and years and years. So, the fact you are making new music,
Always.
it keeps it interesting for you guys as well, doesn't it?
It does, and we're always writing. I mean, I was coming up with ideas while we were finishing this record. I would be just doing keyboard parts on this record, and all of a sudden I would go, oh, that's a cool thing, and I'd record it, and then just put it away, name it something and put it away. So, and Joe's writing all the time, and he writes on the spot. I mean, the guy, we were cutting guitars and Joe be playing. We come to a section and he'd just play across this section. And well, that's cool. I said, man, what were you doing right there? And he goes, I don't know. I was just feeling it. I was just playing. Let me hear it. And he goes, yeah, okay, that's cool. So we're always creating, and Doogie's always thinking. So
Not too much.
yeah.
So we got the new album coming out in May.
Yeah.
What are the plans after that?
There's some festival dates coming up. Then we go to South America, and then we're looking at doing a small run in the US, just for maybe 3 weeks or something. Again with Girl School, and then we'll be back next year to promote and do the because the reason we're doing this tour really is because COVID and finished off the last time, and it's not, and so we missed out KK Steel Mill and also here at the Underworld. So we decided we were going to come back and do them, but the way to come back and do them is to redo the tour again, and we played. I mean, I've had lots of firsts on this tour. Buckley Tivoli's never played there before, you know. I've never played here before. You know, I've been here a few times but never played here. So it's good to go out and go back round again. And I mean, the audiences were bigger on this tour than they were on the last tour, which means that people are buying into what we're doing here, you know, which is really exciting. And it's just really about getting the radio stations and various places to play the new single, to get it out there, you know, because I'm allowed to say this, I'll say it anyway. When I used to get picked up, you know, if I went to South America or I went to Japan or went anywhere, they always sent a driver to pick me up, and they would always have the rock radio station on. And it was always Sweet Home Alabama, it was always Paranoid, it was always Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine, you know. So, you know, let's get out there and get them playing these songs, because this new single's cracking, man. I mean, and it's very, it's right in your face, but it's very accessible, which makes it good. And people I'll tell you, by the end of the night, everybody will be singing it, and you'll go to your bed tonight and you'll be going, oh God.
Yeah, those bastards.
And I think sort of it's great. Yeah, there is that strong multi-generational support for you guys and for rock music generally. You know, it's a cliche, isn't it, that Gene Simmons said that rock is dead, but you know, you guys have proved it. Girlschool have proved it. Tytan have proved it. There's so many gigs going on at the moment, and I think the future's, you know, incredibly bright and vibrant.
Yeah.
And you know, when you had God Bless Video put on the Grand Theft Auto Vice City game, that must have, you know, grabbed a new generation as well. So you know, you've got people coming along all the time.
It did. And just, I have a theory that COVID, it was a drag, and it sucked. It took us off the road. We made a record during COVID, but you know, it was tough. But at the same time, I think it made a lot of people appreciate what they didn't have. Like, whoa, boy, we really miss going out and seeing bands. And bands really realized, oh man, we got to make some great music, because we've been doing nothing. So I think it kicked a lot of people in the ass. And the fans, I've talked to a lot of people come see us play, and they go, God, I couldn't wait to get back out there and see bands again. Yeah. So there's that. There's the upside of it, you know, of having laid off for a couple of years.
So, well, thank you, gentlemen. You know, the future is bright. The future is Alcatrazz. New album coming out. Tours. Just great. So, just, you know.
Well, the record company liked the album so much that they brought it forward by 4 months. That's how much faith the record company, Silver Linings, have in it. It was supposed to come out in the August, September. And that's why we've got all those dates booked in for August, September, because it was supposed to come out then. But they heard the album and loved it, you know. And if a record company has that much belief in the work that you're doing, then we have to trust them and believe that the work that they're going to put in will match what we're doing, you know. And you know, if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, we'll just do another one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is true rock and roll. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.